I like knowing that I can grind more. I can. There's a certain amount of pride that I have in myself that like
Yeah.
I'm gonna outwork you, and
Yeah.
that's where my success, if there is any, is gonna come from.
Well, it also like there's I don't know if it's Malcolm Gladwell. I think it might be Malcolm Gladwell. But there's a book that I read that changed my life, and it's called Talent is Overrated. And it is. It's exactly that. Like if you are extremely talented and you have incredible work ethic, you will always win 100% of the time. But that's not the only people that win, right? Like if you and I always think of talent in two forms, like kinetic and potential. Just like, if you're talking about energy, like there is a ton of potential energy in your outlet on your wall, right? It doesn't become kinetic until you plug something into it, and then energy can actually pass through. Like as long as you are sitting on some potential talent, like you have some things that you're pretty good at, and like you could probably figure out the rest along the way, then the work ethic is really all you need. You just need reps. It's repetition and repetition and repetition. And like that's why Brady is my favorite athlete. I mean, he's starting to kind of ruin his reputation in my opinion, but I mean, the dude's kind of going crazy, but he was, I mean, it's 6th-round draft pick, it's the slowest, the weakest, and he's the GOAT. Like he's hands down the greatest accomplisher that has ever stepped on a football field. And that is it's only because of his work ethic. And I think that's true of pretty much any industry. Who wants to outwork the other person and who wants to stick around the longest. Like, I'm in an industry where people get a whiff of it being really hard, or they can't do it, or whatever, and they quit or they drop out, and I'm like, when I see that, I'm like, well, if I just stick it out for another year, there's going to be 150, 200 more people that do that. Like, at some point, like I'm going to have done enough and been around enough to be one of the guys that people want to call and they want to go to. And that's just like that's math. That's